Alright, what's up everybody? It's Michah'El from YHWH Games, and we just got done exporting a whole bunch of animation out with a character. So I created a new Unity scene. I usually use this Unity project to do testing and exporting for other clients and stuff. So you'll see I have a YHWH Games folder down here. I'm going to go ahead and make a new one. Make a new folder. I'm going to call this CH. Actually, we're going to do this right. I'm going to call this Assets, and I'm going to make another folder inside of it, and we're going to call it, we can call it Avatars. Okay, and we're going to make a folder inside this. We're going to call it Base Mesh. All right. So from here, I'm going to grab all of our goody goodies, and we're going to import them in like this. Simply drag and drop them. All right, so it's going to tell us that it's going to process, and you're seeing this in real time. Okay, you'll notice when I drill down, I've got all my stuff down here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to address the character. So if I take my character and I drag him onto the stage, okay, no, also know this too. Your Unity is not going to look like my Unity. My Unity is set up for my comfort, and I expect you to animate or set up your Unity to your comfort. Alright, so just know that I have my project over here, my inspector and navigation over here, and I have hierarchy, and then down in the bottom left hand corner is my console, and this is my one viewport stage. Alright, so basically I grabbed my character and I dropped it in. Now, when I look at my character consists of different component parts, right? There's a bone structure in it, there's a 3D mesh on it, and there's also a material assigned to it. And what we didn't go over at this point in time, because we're doing rapid prototyping, I did not go over how to export characters out with materials, and that'll be done in a completely different lesson. All right, so we don't have to worry about that right now. We're just trying to get animation inside of here as quick as we can. So essentially at this point, pardon me, this character is pretty much good to go. Now we're gonna have to create a character animation controller, which is over here, this animator. Okay, we don't have an animator script assigned to him yet, but we do need to finish setting up some things. So we're basically gonna come over here to the SKCHM base mesh, and we're going to come over here to this rig. Currently our animation type is set to generic. We can set it to legacy or humanoid, but if we set it to humanoid, all right, and this is something that you should probably do, but I do want to discuss pros and cons to using humanoid. So if you use humanoid, you're supposed to be able to share animations from one character to another. So if I do create from this model, all right, and I want to do create from this model, I should be able to hit apply, and something magical should happen. So it's going to tell us that we have biped was detected but cannot configure properly because of an unsupported hierarchy. Adjust biped settings inside of Max before exporting the correct problem. Invalid parent. BIPO1 thigh. Suspected BIPO1 pelvis but found BIPO1 spine. Disabled triangle property, or disabled triangle pelvis. Invalid parent for BIPO1. Okay, so that's basically what it's doing, is it's telling us right here, and this is partly why I wanted to bring this to your attention. The way that Unity processes an avatar's biped versus the way that 3D Max processes it versus the way that Maya processes it. They have a root bone collaboration problem. Inside of Maya, what has a tendency to happen is that you have the thigh goes to the pelvis and the spine goes to the pelvis, and that's it. In Max, you have the thigh going to the pelvis and the pelvis going to the root and the spine going to the pelvis. So there's an extra bone in there that Unity doesn't know what to do with. So it throws you an error. And I wanted you guys to see this error first off. I don't appreciate this error, and it's just, how do we get around it? Basically, we just go off to generic and just hit apply. Okay, and so it is asking, by the way, for a root bone, and I got to set it to BIPO1 root. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, and that is pretty much it when it comes to this rig. This is very, very important to know. Okay, now animation, there's no animation inside this folder. Materials is, like I said, this is something we can deal with another time. And this model has to do with the geometry. So just be aware that it's okay that you had gotten thrown this error. All right, so we're just going to move on. And we're going to go select all of these at the same time. And if we go to animation, oh, I'm sorry, this rig. Avatar. Yeah, we're not creating a new avatar. We don't need an avatar. This is only animation. All this animation is going to get put into this model, which is this guy over here, okay? So I wanted you to make sure that you understood that. So let's go ahead and just select one at a time. So currently we have this walk cycle. All right, so if I go over here to animation, it's telling me, hey, there's animation on this character, and his eyes are bugging out of his head. Now, that's because I forgot to delete the eyes out when I exported it. But if I hit play, all right, it just doesn't matter because the walk cycle is what we need, okay? And actually, the way it works and the way it's set up is we got to set it to loop time, okay? So it is going to loop. We don't need an offset. We don't have to worry about anything. Like everything, to be honest, is like set up the way it is. So if I hit play, 0 and 40 are the same frame. So as long as I hit apply, oh, we forgot to name it. Okay, let's name it. So we're going to call this. MV walk underscore 00. Enter. And then we have to hit apply again. So what it's done is it's just named this walk cycle for us from 0 to 40. So let's go ahead and select the run. So, oh, look at that. I didn't export the animation out for the run cycle. So for whatever reason, it didn't happen. So let's reopen that. I must have unchecked the animation button when I exported it out. No big deal. We'll just do it real quick. Move run. Yes. And this is a good time to show you guys how to actually update animations. Okay, so let's leave that on. Hit OK. All right. So we do file export. And we do this movement run. Watch. I'm going to hit right click on it. I'm sorry, not right click. I'm selecting it. Control C. Okay. Let's come over here to Unity. Let's right click on this and show an explorer. And it's going to show us where it put it. So then we hit Control V. And it's going to say, are we sure we want to replace this file? Yes. And that's how you replace files inside of Unity. So then it's going to update. And then there we go. There's our clip. So we're going to call this MV underscore run 00. Enter. Right? And then we're going to go ahead and hit apply. Now you'll also notice there's something in here called a keyframe reduction. This keyframe reduction has to do with dealing stuff with mobile. So you can come over here and turn it off if you want. I would recommend doing that, but for this example, I really don't need it. Oh, plus we need loop time. Let's go ahead and do that. Hit apply. All right. Now let's go back to movement run. Okay. See how their name is similar? Okay. Let's go to idle. We're going to call. Well, this has got a loop too. All right. So we're going to select this and we're going to go idle underscore deployed underscore 00. Let's just go ahead and copy all of this. Hit enter and hit apply. Okay, it is looped. So let's hit apply. Let's come over here to idle, this other idle. Okay, now this is from 0 to 120, so let's hit play. Let's see how this is working. Okay, that's working. Let's turn on loop time. Let's go ahead and paste this in and hit apply. All right. And we gotta, whoop. Sorry, I thought I hit apply. So we got this base mesh hit. So let's hit play. Okay. It's going to get tricky here in a second, but is this looping? No, this is a play once. All right, so we don't have to mess with curves or a mask or anything like this. So let's just do 1 to 20 and just hit Control V. And this is actually not going to be, we're going to name this new. So this is going to be hit 00. Okay, we're going to call this hit mid 00. Why? Because he got hit in his stomach. All right, so if you hit enter, and you rename the clip, hit apply, and there it goes. So now this is where it gets a little tricky, guys. This is where we're going to start splitting clips. So if we slip attack 01, we'll notice that when we throw the punch, oh whoops, let's just do attack 00. When we throw the punch, we can see it being played over here, right? We know it's working. But what we have to do is we got to split this one animation into 3 separate clips. How are we going to do that? Well, we know that this clip is playing from 0 to, I guess, 18 or 19, okay? But you also, it's telling us the frames down here, so that's cool. So it's telling us the percentage. See, that's all that stuff's new in this version of Unity. That wasn't happening before. So what it's doing is it's telling us what frame it is, but then also telling us what percentage of the frame it is. So that's really awesome. That's very helpful. All right, so I'm glad they did that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to frame 5, okay? And we're going to go 0 to 5, just like this. And we're going to call this ATK 00 underscore start or underscore ST. All right? We're going to hit apply. Okay, we want a new clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to press this new clip button, add to list. And we can do this a couple times if you want. So in this case, we know that we're going to need 3. And then we also know from 5 to 12, I believe it is. Okay, it's actually 5 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 5 to 9. Okay, so we're going to go 5 to 9. We're going to name this clip. We're going to call this ATK 00 contact. So or CNT. Okay. All right, and then as you would guess, this last one is going to be end or return. Okay, so END. So we have a start, we have a contact, and we have an end. And of course, we got to change the frame rate on this. This is going to be, we're going to include the overlap. So we're actually going to start this at 5, and we're going to end at 19. And as a matter of fact, this should start. So if I change the starting time on the start clip, it should go from 0 to 9. And in all 3 circumstances, we're using that overlap. And we're going to have to come back to that a little later. So if we hit apply, we're overlapping. We're starting from 0, ending at 9, and we're going to overlap at frame 5. So from 5 to 9, 5 to 9, and then we're going to do from 5 to 19. So all of this stuff is overlapping itself. Okay, we got to do the same thing to this contact too. So we got to find out what frame it hits at. So that looks like it's going here at frame 39. Okay, so let's just start this from, we'll do this. Hit the play button or the plus button 3 times. We're going to start it at 39 plus 6 frames, right? So if we go, why can't I scrub through this all of a sudden? All right. What is going on here? Oh, I must not have exported it out the right frame sequence. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. I started at 39 and ended it at 43. So let's do that. For this mid clip, it's going to go 39 to 43. So that means this has got to start at frame 39. Okay, why? Because we need overlap. And by the way, I'm using my right click button to rotate this guy down here. All right, and then he's going to return. As a matter of fact, we don't need a start animation, so we can actually just leave this. So we basically have the window of opportunity, which is the contact frame. Okay, so let's do ATK underscore 01 underscore CNT contact, right? And then this is the return or the end. ATK 01 end. Because there's no wind up on this. It's just coming off of the other animation. So let's just gonna keep it those two just like that, and that should do it for this. Okay guys, that's animation set up. And we should be pretty good to go. Let's just check it one more time. We got to start, a contact, and an end. We got a contact and an end. It doesn't matter what order they're in, okay? As long as they're named, okay, we can call them inside the editor. Okay, so we have a base mesh hit. We have idle deployed, which is on a loop. We have the idle garrison and deployed that are on loops. My run is on, or a move run. Move run is on a loop. Move walk is on a loop, and there's no animation on the base mesh. Okay, we'll be back in the next video.